Hi, Emma.
Hi.
What's your favorite gum?
Ooh, my favorite gum is either Watermelon Extra or the Trident Tropical Layers.
Have you ever tried the 5-gum watermelon?
I have not tried the 5-gum watermelon, but the 5-gum, like peppermint, very crisp.
Very crisp.
Very. Hi, I'm Emma, and I love to sing, I love poetry, and I love hanging out with my friends. Growing up, my parents got divorced when I was 3. They kind of kept the reason a secret from me because I was so young and it was just hard stuff. My mom provided for me a lot. She was working 2 jobs to just try to give me the best childhood I could get. I turned 10, and 4 days after my 10th birthday, I found out that my dad passed away of an overdose. And it was devastating. I hadn't seen him in a while, and no one really told me why because they thought I was too young to really know. It was really hard. It was out of nowhere, and it really changed the rest of my life. Shortly after my dad passed away, we made the move to Maryland. School was difficult because I felt alone in a lot of areas of my life, but I felt like I couldn't really confide in anyone because I felt like I was being pitied a lot. I felt anxious and sad all the time. And right around that time, I got diagnosed with clinical depression and anxiety. During this time of kind of hating myself and just feeling low, I started seeing a new therapist, and she kind of helped me cope with the mental illness side of it. I started to be able to grow closer to God, and when I served, I did it with a cheerful heart. I felt happy about it. I heard this little voice in the back of my head saying that I should be doing more, and I had no idea what that was gonna be. At the beginning of Move, I felt that little voice telling me that I had a calling in music getting stronger, but right around the 3rd day, I saw a video of a girl. She started a fundraiser to help people who had a condition similar to her dad. It really resonated with me, thinking that I could serve God in an avenue that would allow me to help people like my dad who have the opportunity to get help, people who it's not too late for. By the end of the week, my youth pastor asked us to stand up if we felt like we were being called to do kingdom work and if we felt comfortable sharing what we wanted to do. And I felt myself standing up. My brain did not say, Emma, you're gonna stand up right now. It was just, I just did it. I felt these words coming out of my mouth saying, I'm gonna join worship team and I'm gonna start a fundraiser to raise money for an addiction support group. Move ended, and my youth pastor reached out to me and asked me to meet with him and kind of talk about this idea because I had no idea of how to start something like this. The first thing we kind of talked about was monetary goals. I just had no idea, so he asked me how much I wanted to raise, and I was like, $1,000, because that's a lot of money. And he was like, make it higher. I said $10,000, and he was like, yeah, let's go with that. I knew that God would be with me, but at the same time, I didn't fully grasp how supportive he is in situations like that. So I was just kind of like, okay, like, if you say so. We continued talking about what the event would look like, and we decided that it would be a talent showcase, and it was gonna be called Arts Against Addiction. Kind of towards the end of the planning period, something dawned on me, and I realized that like that little voice that's like been guiding me through this whole time was the Holy Spirit. And it wasn't me being like, yeah, you can do this, because I spent my entire life telling myself that I couldn't. God was with me telling me that I could do this. It made me realize that I was not the person who was controlling all of this, that God was behind the scenes. February 23rd of 2019 rolls around. On the way to the event, we had $6,000. When the event started at 7 p.m., we had $8,000. The event went super smoothly. There were no technical difficulties. It all seemed to be falling into place. By the end of the night, we thought that we had hit the $10,000 goal. About 2 weeks after the event, they were finishing some totaling, and they realized that towards the beginning of the fundraising, someone had made a donation error and had donated $2,000 instead of $20,000. I was devastated. I felt those depression and anxiety and just all those things rushing back to me, all those thoughts, you're not worthy, this didn't work out because you did something wrong, this didn't work out because you're not good enough, you're too young. And I apologized profusely to the man who runs Celebrate Recovery. And he told me that it didn't matter if I raised $10,000 or $10. I was doing God's work and that God was working through me, and no matter how much I raised, it's still God's work and it was God's intention. He doesn't do anything on accident. Everything happens for a reason. I didn't focus on the money. I focused on making sure that I trusted God, and I realized that even if we didn't hit the $10,000, that it was okay. It was really cool because actually in the end, we did end up hitting the $10,000 goal. $10,000 felt like a lot to me and still kind of does. It's crazy to know that I wasn't the one who did it, that it was God. My name is Emma and I'm a kingdom worker.